Sydney Sweeney, is she still in the headlines from the Bezos wedding?
Yes.
All right, details in just a moment. By the way, the new F1 movie starring Brad Pitt had a good opening weekend, $55.5 million.
Yep, we contributed to that.
Yeah, we did, and it was really good. It's a great movie.
Such a good movie.
I got to do a little bit of a back and forth with a guy on YouTube that saw my review of it, and he just wrote, "You're the type of guy that would like it."
What?
And I was like,
"What does that mean?"
Right. I was like, "What kind? Well, since you don't know anything about me, what type of guy am I?"
Right.
And then he actually was pretty cool. I'm sorry, man. I was just saying that you're the type, a non-fan is going to really love the movie. He goes, but us F1 guys are going to struggle to watch it.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. It was just his delivery.
Right. And I normally don't get into back and forths on social media.
That would have been a hard
every once in a while, I just can't help myself.
Right.
I really can't. I just can't help myself.
I know sometimes you read something and you're like, yeah, whatever. You just, don't respond. But I mean, that was kind of aggressive.
A little aggressive. I did respond to one the other day about something. This was on Reddit, and someone was talking about, and we don't get political on this show, but he was talking about, can you believe it? We're 6 months into this administration, and we've already got wars all over the place, and we didn't have any for the last 4 years. And I commented underneath it. I was like, who wants to tell him?
Right?
Who would like to tell this person little thing going on in the Ukraine?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the Congo, all the other places.
The stories we love.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have your fancy intro. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. That's all right. All right, you guys. Sydney Sweeney. He was one of the many celebrity guests. She was one of the many celebrity guests at the Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wedding in Italy over the weekend. Other people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, all the Kardashians were there.
Who were not all invited at first. Did you know that? It was just Kim and Mom were invited. Then Mom went to work and was like, I need to get all the girls invited.
Really?
And did, yeah.
I did not know about that. But apparently, of all the stars that were there, the center of attention was on Sydney Sweeney. I can
think of a couple reasons why.
I can think of two very upfront reasons why, but she is the one that everybody wanted to hang out with. Everybody wanted to talk to her. She's apparently the it girl right now. All the guys that talked to her talked about how stunning she is in real life.
Wow.
So as a result of all of these guys being there, now any guy that she was photographed talking to, according to the press, she's now in a relationship with.
Tom Brady's one of them.
Tom Brady. They apparently danced a lot. They hung out. I don't know what a lot is, according to the press. It's not like the press was inside to see what they were doing. But now, just in the last, 3 days, Sydney Sweeney has been linked to Tom Brady because they danced together. And she's also being linked to Orlando Bloom, who, by the way, he and Katy Perry just broke up because they were seen walking together in Venice.
Oh, they're just digging for stories.
Oh my gosh, but it's all over her. Any guy she talked to, she's being linked to as having a relationship.
That's why you want to be invited to that wedding. It's good for your career.
Yeah, I guess.
Can I just say real quick, and I don't want to get too soapboxy on this, how much was spent on this wedding?
Well, I heard a $20 million price tag, and then when it actually was going on, I heard it was up to $50 million.
Okay, $20 million or $50 million. I'm sorry. That's disgusting amount of money to pay for a wedding. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's gross. It's just gross.
A lot.
I don't care how much money you have. That's gross.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like just because you have it,
you
shouldn't spend it. I feel like I would be embarrassed.
I would too.
To have that even if I was like, I really want to spend this amount of money, I feel like it would be hard. I'd be embarrassed for people to know that.
Right. I would do everything I could to keep it quiet.
I know. And that's not to mean that man cannot spend his money the way that he wants to. Of course, it's his money.
Yeah. But
I also think you got to read the room a little bit.
Yeah. Read the universe a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I'm sorry. People will disagree with me. And I agree, you can spend your money every way you want, but you don't have to be so public about it.
Yeah, but no matter what he did, it would have been public. No matter where they went or what they did, it would have been public, the type of wedding that they had.
Yeah. It's still gross.
It's just a lot of money.
To get married.
Yeah.
Stupid. Is there anything else on old Sydney?
No, Sydney Sweeney, though. She dating everybody, apparently.
Good for her. That's the story we love. Stay with us. We've got more coming up on 103.1, Austin's 80s station. Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. Scott and Stacy, the same great folks behind Kangaroo, are the folks who bring you Koala Cooling and Plumbing. Do you ever hear the saying, JB, the dog days of summer? Do you know what it actually means?
It means you can't go outside. You want to stay in your air-conditioned home, is how I interpret that.
True, but it actually has history with astrology, the ancient Greeks, and the dog star constellation. Hey, that's great to know, but right here on planet Texas, I just know it's hot, right?
Yeah, we hit triple digits in May, and I know we have hit triple digits in September. That's a long stretch. You want to get your home checked out and qualified.
Yeah, you don't want your AC breaking down on the hottest days of the year, so go ahead and get the team from Koala Cooling to come out and take a look. Like JB said, get your AC qualified. Call them today at 512-759-8800. Really, time's a weird thing, isn't it? 10 years ago can seem like forever ago.
Right.
And 10 years ago can seem like yesterday. Like it seems like just yesterday that our daughter was 6 years old.
Oh, God, I know.
It seems like just yesterday, right?
Yeah, starting first grade.
Now she's 16, but it just seems like yesterday.
I know.
Here are some things that happened 10 years ago this week. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner announced their divorce. They were married for 10 years. Do you know that?
Yeah. I remember that.
The announcement came one day after their 10th anniversary. Also, 10 years ago, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis got married. And they're still married, I think.
Yeah. They've known each other. They had known each other forever from that 70s show. They are still married and have 2 little kids.
Right. Rihanna did something 10 years ago no other artist had done. She was the first artist to rack up more than 100 million gold and platinum song certifications.
Wow.
Rihanna's doing all right. Then she launched that makeup line, right?
Oh, yeah. Fendi.
Yeah, she's a billionaire.
She's a bazillionaire for sure.
If you remember, it was 10 years ago that Jimmy Fallon almost lost a finger. He had tripped on a rug. Remember that?
Yes.
And he caught himself on a countertop, and his wedding band caused a ring avulsion.
Basically, it almost ripped his entire finger off.
Yeah. So the Tonight Show went on hiatus. He was in ICU for 10 days because of that.
That's what I was surprised about. ICU for a finger injury.
Crazy.
That's weird.
They're probably wondering if they were going to cut the finger off or not.
Yeah.
A lot of people live without 10 fingers, though.
I know. It can be done.
Yeah. Don't you have a friend, Pinky?
Oh, he was my daycare lady, Ma, and her husband, Pinky. Pinky had cut his pinky finger off when he was a boy with one of those electric saws. Ugh. So everybody called him Pinky.
Yeah.
And then my grandfather, when he was a little boy, shot his big toe off with a shotgun while he was resting from hunting, standing under a tree. So my grandfather only had 9 toes.
Hey, growing up in Nebraska, I remember a lot of kids in the summer coming back from summer vacation, missing a finger from a farming accident.
Yeah.
It's very common.
Yeah.
It really was. I hope it's not as much anymore. Also, 10 years ago, the trailer for Creed was released, and people weren't sure if the Rocky spinoff would work. It did. It went on to make $174 million. Creed 2 and Creed 3 did even better than that.
That's crazy.
Also, some things that happened 10 years ago. Crypto was giving people diarrhea. A disease called cryptosporidium, or crypto for short, was infecting swimming pools and hot tubs and making people sick. Most people still hadn't heard of crypto, the currency, yet. But 10 years ago, it was making them go to the toity pot.
Crypto is giving you the D,
it was.
not the money.
You do not want the D.
No, the D is not great.
That's the greatest. That's the greatest go-to excuse to get out of anything.
Yeah.
Got the D.
I have D.
Yeah. That's all you got to say. People are like, oh, go do what you got to do.
100% fact, my mom has used that to get out of a speeding ticket before.
Really?
Yep.
She said that to the officer of the law.
An officer of the law.
The cop's got to be like, well, if she's going to be that honest with me.
18th person to have the D today.
I think the best play with police officers is, I got no excuse.
Yeah. I'm like, you got me. I did it. What keeps happening to me when I get pulled over, I haven't been pulled over in a while, but the last few times I've been pulled over, the officer always goes, do you know how fast you're going? And I'll go, no, officer. And they'll tell me, and then I'm like, geez.
Zoinks.
Wow. Was I really? And they laugh every time. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm genuinely surprised.
Right.
And I think that they're like,
I remember
this girl.
a couple of years ago, I was on a highway, and there was a ramp, an on-ramp right next to me. I was exceeding the posted speed limit by a good amount.
They're like that.
And the cop pulled right off me, up next to me on the on-ramp, and he looked at me, and he mouthed to me. He's like, I'm right here. right here. And I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
That's funny.
He did pull me over and he gave me a warning. He's like, dude, I was right next to you. How did you not see me?
One of the times the officer was like, do you know how long it took me to catch up to you?
Right.
I was like, no, sir, I didn't.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was going too fast. She's Tricia. My name is Sandy. You guys keep your hands on the wheel. 10 and 2, please. Although I think 10 and 2 is no longer correct.
I think they say 9 and 3 now.
Yeah, 9 and 3. This is
10 and 2.
Newfangled drivers. These new kids, they can't even drive stick shift.
I don't know what we got to reinvent the wheel. 10 and 2, you guys.
Stay with us. More coming up.
The JB and Sandy Show starts at 7. If you missed yesterday's show, here's something you missed.
Netflix is producing a series that I can't wait to see. I will probably get teared up. I got a little teared up when I saw that they're making it. We'll tell you what that is in just a second. It's the JB and Sandy Show. Thanks for being with us. Again, we're looking for followers on the TikTok, friends. We picked up 5 more over the weekend.
The TikTok.
Yep.
Because you called it the TikTok means we have no business being on the TikTok.
I do it for effect. You can follow us on TikTok at JBSandyATX. And when we get to that magical 50 follower mark,
We're going live.
We're going live, baby. We're going to be like all the other idiots that are out there TikToking live doing nothing. You don't have to do anything. You can just stand there and we can stare at each other, JB. And people will get into it. So.
Hey, and I'm preparing myself for the Chinese to get in my business.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready for it. I am prepped.
I'm ready for a war, a cyber war.
Hey, guess what I'm doing later today? And I've been in Austin since 1995, and I play golf, and I've never done this. Landry, our 16-year-old, and I are going to Butler Pitch and Putt today.
That's fun.
Yeah, and boy, their website really gives you a great vibe of what they're all about. You know, like if you hit it out of bounds, it's a 1-stroke penalty and 5 push-ups. It's stuff like that. They rent the clubs to you for $1.
Yeah.
It's $10 or $15 to play. And then you go and they don't take any reservations or tee times. You go, you mark your ball with your name on it. You put it in the little thing that goes around and around and around. And when your ball comes out on the end, it's your turn to play.
That's really cool.
Which is cool. So I've never been to Butler Pitch and Putt. It's on Riverside, like Riverside and Lamar is where it is.
Yeah.
Barton Springs and Lamar.
Barton Springs and Lamar?
Well, yeah, I guess it goes to Riverside too. It's
Right.
between Barton Springs and Riverside. You're
Right.
right.
It's been around since 1949.
I know. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a little miniature golf course. I mean, there's not a hole there that's longer than 100 yards. And you can play it in a couple hours and you walk and you just carry 2 golf clubs. And
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun.
It's on my list of things to do with my daughter in Austin before they're gone. Because, you know, like I was scared Dirty Martin's was going away, took her there, took her to Now's Pharmacy, took her to Hutt's Hamburgers back when it was here. A few other
Assuming
things.
she's done Peter Pan because that's in
Yep.
jeopardy
Yep.
over and over.
Yeah.
Done that. And I still have the scorecard from when she and I went. I won.
She was like 5.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're doing that today. Back to what Netflix is doing. And I'm super excited. I'll just read to you what I read on social media. Cowboys legend Roger Staubach has signed a $13.5 million deal with Netflix for a 7-episode series about his journey with the Dallas Cowboys. What's coming is more than just a documentary. It's a full-on tribute to Cowboys legend Roger Staubach. How great is that?
Okay.
Oh, you are
You
so
probably
gonna cry.
know this, but you want to guess his age?
Roger is 85.
83.
83.
Very close. Good
83.
guess.
Yeah. I knew he was in his 80s.
That's something to be just getting into television at 83.
Right? I mean,
You know?
I mean, I guess he started running his real estate empire, which is what he started doing after his NFL career.
he was selling
think it-
homes when he was playing.
Oh, was he?
Because he didn't. Those guys made like $100,000 a year back then.
Yeah, you couldn't
If
just have that.
Yeah.
They weren't getting rich playing football. They had to have a plan.
Yeah,
and there
but
was no pension. There was no NFL pension back then.
But Roger turned it into a multi-billion-dollar business.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Staubach's a billionaire now. I think.
Wow.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
We got to meet him that one time. Do you remember at the basketball event?
at the Irwin Center.
Yeah, my wife was out there hooping with him.
Yep.
He loved it. He couldn't have been any nicer.
I was there
Tricia,
too, yeah.
Tricia had a huge part in that whole thing. Remember we had Mr. Staubach on the show because Tricia was doing business with one of his assistants.
with one of his office, his real estate office here in Austin.
Yeah.
We were doing staffing for his company, and the lady that I worked with was a big listener of y'all. And so that's kind of how it came around. I will say when Sandy met Roger Staubach that day, that is literally one of 3 times that I can count that I've seen Sandy cry. And he teared up meeting Roger Staubach.
He's NFL royalty.
Yeah.
Like he's in an elite group that I can't put very many names in.
No, I've always thought this about Roger Staubach. I mean, he was my idol growing up. I never thought the Cowboys would lose if Roger Staubach was the quarterback. I never did. And
you had Tom Landry too at that era, right?
Right. But I mean, I would look at it this way as an older guy now. I don't think there's a more impressive resume than Roger Staubach's. How do you beat that resume? High school All-American football player, went to the Naval Academy, won the Heisman Trophy while at the Naval Academy, then goes and serves 4 years during the Vietnam War, then goes and plays for the Dallas Cowboys, wins 2 Super Bowls, is named MVP of the NFL, then has a multi-billion-dollar real estate company. How do you beat that resume?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Can you imagine the pressure on being one of his kids?
Oh God. That'd be tough. That'd be really, really tough, right?
Yeah, the last I see about his net worth were like around $600 million, but that was like back in, I don't know, 2015.
I think I remember he
doubled
recently joined the B Club,
Yeah.
the billionaire club.
He was so nice that day we met him.
Super.
So nice.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too with this documentary is Roger Staubach, by exposure terms, he's laid fairly low. You know what I mean? It's not like he went to the broadcast booth or did anything like more than
to stay in front of the spotlight.
right.
Yeah.
He didn't do that when he retired. He just kind of went up and made a whole lot of money in real estate. But so it's kind of cool that you're going to see this documentary because guys like us that were fans, there's probably a whole lot of stuff we don't know, which is hard to believe because I used to get the Dallas Cowboy Weekly.
You still have your scrapbook.
I do.
Did it get mailed to you?
Yeah, it was a newspaper. My grandmother gave it to me for my birthday every year.
Wow. That's so great.
And I've saved hundreds of them. In fact, there was a section right inside the cover of the Dallas Cowboy Weekly. This was back when Tex Schramm was the general manager. And it was called Ask Tex. And so I wrote Tex a letter. And I asked him a question, and they put it in the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, geez,
man.
you're famous. Sandy.
Well, barely. What
was your question?
My
Do you
question,
remember?
yeah, I do. My question was, why do they run the option play so much more in college than they do in the pros? And he answered
Good question.
Yeah, I was like 12 when I asked that question. But anyway, I don't know when it's out. This
I thought your question was going to be, I'm 12 years old and I can't find a helmet big enough for me. Do the Dallas Cowboys have one that I could borrow?
Will you ask Too Tall Jones to send me an extra helmet?
It's like when Shaq buys giant shoes for kids at their feet, humongous feet.
This is going to be good. And I hope it's
Wow. I'd love to learn more about him. That's amazing.
Yeah. And I hope that this is a sign of programming to come from Netflix. You know what I mean? Because
Oh, more. Yeah. And we've been in reality TV for too long. It's time to tell some stories that are
Yeah.
positive.
right. And I don't need any more social justice messages in my Netflix anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Do we have to learn something from everything
does
we watch?
everything have to.
Can't it just be
Like that
entertaining?
fish documentary that freaked us all out about the fishing industry and
Oh yeah.
right, like that kind of stuff. Is that
That
what
makes
you mean?
us all feel like terrible people.
Because
Yeah.
we eat fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What was that? Are you talking about the one at SeaWorld?
No. It was about the whole fishing industry and how it's destroying the ocean and
And they're all the ones about cows. And then the one that made you feel bad about going and seeing the orca show
Yeah.
at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Like, is nothing okay anymore?
No,
Can
it's
anything
not.
be fun?
Again, I don't know when this Roger Staubach one comes out, but I'm going to find out when I know. I will let you know. That was from yesterday morning. The JB and Sandy Hour starts at 7 this morning, or stream the podcast whenever you want. Search JB and Sandy on the iHeartRadio app.
1031austin.com.
You know what, Tricia? I don't think I want to do the Care Don't Care song today.
What? The air gong song?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just going to.
No, I gonna have to overrule you on this. I get a vote, right?
Yeah, but you don't get a veto power.
I mean, I feel like I do in this case. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who've gotten their gong hand ready to go, and then you're just going to take it away?
I'll tell you what, I'll flip a coin.
Okay.
All right.
Tails. I call tails.
I have a nickel.
I always call tails.
A nickel in my hand. I'm going to throw it up. It's going to hit the counter.
Okay.
And we'll see. Oops, that doesn't count. Here we go. Heads.
I don't believe
Heads. All right, I'll give in.
you. Jeez. I don't know why you would do that.
Caring and not caring. Not caring and caring together.
But I'm not going to gong.
What?
Not caring and caring together.
I gonged. I think you should be out of the club.
I invented the club.
Yeah, but now you're not following the rules of the
El
club.
Presidente of the club.
Too good to gong, but you're trying to get our
Didn't
people
feel
to
like
gong.
gong. It didn't feel like it. There's people out there like, I'm not gonging today. Gonged out. Tricia, care or don't care to know the only animal that lays eggs and produces milk.
I know the answer.
You do?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
The platypus.
Why do you know that?
Because I know things. I listen in school.
Really?
The platypus. I believe you pronounce it the platypus.
It is the platypus.
It's not.
It's pretty funny, though. If you think about it, they can lay eggs and produce milk. They can make their own creme brulee.
Oh, ew.
I love a creme brulee. Do you like a creme brulee?
I do. I do love a creme brulee.
Normally, I'm a texture guy, and that texture I can't take, but the crunchies on top,
yeah,
I'm okay with
breaks
that.
up the texture for you.
Another horse care don't care for you, Tricia. We know something interesting about horses and their breathing.
I mean, I probably know, but yeah, I care.
Horses only breathe through their nose. They can't breathe through their mouth.
I knew that.
How'd you know that?
I just know that. I grew up around horses. I just know that.
Really?
Yeah.
It'd be weird. Yeah, it makes sense. They got big nostrils on a horse.
Big and go all the way up their head.
Finally, in Care Don't Care, you know the term snowflake, right? Mm-hmm. Would you care or not care to know when snowflake was used in its current form to describe someone sensitive, fragile, and needing to be coddled? When it was first used in that way.
Yeah, I care.
In the movie Fight Club.
Oh, with Brad Pitt. That's a great movie.
It is a good movie. You know the first rule of Fight Club?
There is no Fight Club.
You don't talk about Fight
You don't talk about Fight Club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a weird movie, though. It was one of those movies at the end, I'm like, what's going on?
I know. Sometimes Brad Pitt goes a little to the artsy side for me in some of his movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't 100% understand what's happening right now. There's not a worse feeling than going in and sitting in a movie for 2.5 hours and leaving and still not knowing what happened.
Yeah, that's
It
annoying.
irritates me.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Is what that is. Brad Pitt at his best, Snatch.
Oh, so funny. I don't know. Brad Pitt at his best? F1. I mean, just for
the movie's
hot
great.
Brad Pitt summer blockbuster movie.
Were you jealous of the girl he got to smooch
He
with him?
smooched that girl.
Yeah.
Yep. And then when I see pictures of him and his girlfriend, Inez, I'm like, she gets to kiss him. I want to kiss Brad Pitt. There are not a lot of celebrities out there that I'm like, I want to make out with you. He is the guy.
It'll never happen. Sorry.
I know it's never going to happen.
You're married.
I know, but you're going to tell me if Brad Pitt was like, all right, I'll make out with you, you're going to shut that down?
I wouldn't do that
You'd
to
let
you.
me do that, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much for listening. Make sure you listen to the radio every morning, too, 6 until 10 on Austin's 80 station, 103.1.